Are you ready for another week of shipping? I can't wait to share with you the things that I sold and how I shipped them. Stay tuned. Hello, I am Michelle. Welcome to my channel, Favor and Grace. Thank you so much for stopping by to check out my video today. If you are new here, welcome. I appreciate you stopping to check us out. And if you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. If you have not already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Just press that little red button below and you will be connected to us and know when we have new content coming out. And we will know that there are people out there watching and enjoying the videos. If you like what you see here today, please consider smashing that big thumbs up button so that we know that you're enjoying the content. So this week we are doing another ship with me, and I posted another one last week that was the first ship with me video that I've done. I really enjoyed it, and I think I learned better also just from sharing information with you, because I really have to think about what I'm doing before I share that content with you. So it's helping me, and I hope that it's helping you as well. So this week I actually am jumping back just a little bit, because I originally had a sale of a pair of vintage bongo jeans. They were awesome, and I did a shipping video, and when I got ready to edit everything, I didn't have that video. I guess I got click happy and deleted it by accident because it's nowhere to be found. So I am gonna luckily I got another sale, even though I wasn't expecting it this morning. So it's a perfect opportunity for me to go ahead and package that up today. And you will see the next video will be talking about my bongo jeans that I packaged and shipped. But just know that that video is who knows where, and that was a pretty rare pair of jeans, so I can't really duplicate it because they're already on their way to the buyer. But today I'm going to go ahead and put my phone down. Sorry for the weird angle there, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you this last sale. I have this really cute pair of Crocs that I haven't seen any like this in the thrift shops before. I found this pair. They are Croc bands, maybe. I'll have to look. If that's wrong, I'll put the correct name in down here so that you can see the actual name. But these sold on Mercari. It's my first Mercari sale for a little while, so I'm glad that those went out. I have been using List Perfectly the last week or so, and I signed up again. I think I said this in a later part of this video, but shout out to Ginger Marvin for sharing Kidizen with me, and also a shout out this time to Becky Park of Becky Park on Poshmark. Becky is the one who shared a lot of information about List Perfectly, and then Ginger Marvin also use List Perfectly, and I signed up through Kidizen with them. I signed up for List Perfectly through Becky Park on Poshmark's link. So I've already made a sale on Kidizen using List Perfectly, and then this is a sale on Mercari using List Perfectly. So when I get more familiar with it and can better explain it to you, I will give you more information. But I do have a lot of high hopes with List Perfectly. It is a platform that allows you to more easily cross-post to multiple apps, and just kind of streamlines the process. And it also probably helps with your inventory management because you have it all in one spot. And the cool thing that I like about it so far is that, for example, these shoes were a size 5 men's, or for as far as Crocs go, youth size 5, men's size 5, it's the same thing, or a women's size 7. So I listed them on Kidizen as a big kid size 5. I listed them on Mercari as a women's size 7, youth / men size 5. And so that gave me multiple platforms to be able to use. So also, while I'm packaging here, I'm just going to stick my thank you card in. I have my pink poly mailer. If you saw the video from last week, then you have seen this being used before. So they're all packaged and ready to go out. And normally, if this were a pair of shoes that were going to be easily damaged in the mail, I would either use a box or wrap them in bubble wrap or something, but I feel like the Crocs are going to be just fine as is. Let me go ahead and take this out so I have a better, you're not looking half at my ceiling. So, oops, I'm trying to block the sun a little bit because I am at the post office shipping this. Super sunny outside. Anyway, so poly mailer. If it were a pair of leather shoes or suede shoes that would be easily scuffed, I would wrap them individually and ship them in a box. But if it is tennis shoes or Crocs or something that is not going to easily be damaged in shipping, I would just wrap those and stick them in the poly mailer. These are going to ship at a first class rate, which is why I'm just shipping them directly in the poly mailer like that, and no extra fuss about it, because they'll be just fine, and that will help with the shipping costs as well. So the buyer paid shipping, and they're not going to have to pay quite so much for shipping because we're using the poly mailer and shipping it first class. So those sold for, I believe, $26 plus shipping. So minus the fees, that's going to give me about a I didn't calculate it up, but $21 earnings on that. I think I paid $3 for them at the thrift shop, so still a really good return there. I will sell Crocs all day long at that rate because they're easy. Well, I take that back. I'll sell them all day long if they're clean. So I don't want to have to do a lot of work to get them cleaned up and ready to photograph. So as long as they're in good condition, which these were, the only thing I did was I used a magic eraser around the edge of the white band on those just to kind of brighten it up a little bit, and it made a huge difference when I took photographs. That white was nice and clean after using the magic eraser. That probably took me all of 2 minutes to do, so it was no big deal at all. Photographed them, listed them, super easy to list, easy to store. And these were I think I originally listed them maybe a couple of weeks ago. I cross-listed them just last night on using List Perfectly, and put them on Mercari at that time, so they've already sold in less than 24 hours on Mercari. So that was a great deal as far as I'm concerned. So all right, and I guess that's all for today. So now you're going to see the next video again talking about the bongo jeans. Those bongo jeans are already almost to their new owners, and hopefully we don't see those back. Hopefully she loves them, and that is the end of the bongo jeans, but they were fantastic. So be on the lookout. That's a great vintage brand, and a good looking pair of jeans that went out. So be on the lookout for those bongo jeans. Jordache, bongo, chic, all of those are old school mom jean styles to be on the lookout for. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and one thing that I didn't mention that I've talked about a lot with eBay is, with eBay, I purchase my shipping labels directly through eBay, and I get a QR code, take it into the post office, they print the label, stick it on the package, and I'm ready to go. For Mercari, they also have the option to view a QR code. You can print the label yourself, or you can pull up a QR code, same thing, take it into the post office, they print it off, stick it on your package, and you're good to go. So that's what I'm going to be doing with these Crocs. And then I have a couple other items that I'm shipping out that you'll see later in the video. And we're done for the day. So I hope that everyone is having a great day. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll be right back with the next segment of the video. Bye. Hello, we are here for another day of shipping. So it has been 2 days since the last time that I shipped, which was the pair of Bongo jeans that you just saw. And one thing that I didn't mention is those Bongo jeans sold for $35 plus shipping. So that was a profit of $29-ish after the eBay fees came out. And I paid $3 for those at a local thrift store. So $26 profit, so not too bad on those jeans. Then I also have a couple of things for today. By the way, the other thing that I didn't mention yesterday, I'm in my car, obviously, so I have been super busy on the run the last few days. So I just grabbed the items that needed to be shipped, grabbed the envelopes to put them in, and the note cards, and everything else I did with the mobile app on my phone. So that's why I'm in the car, because time is pretty tight this week. So this is kind of going to be harder to see in here, I think, but this is a Dunbrook men's, just a pullover, like golf windbreaker. I'm going to see if I can fold this up while I'm talking. So this is a 3X, and it sold also for $35. And again, that leaves a profit of about $29 for after the eBay fees, and a cost of, I believe I paid $5 for this at an estate sale. I picked up several jackets at an estate sale a few months ago. This was one of them. So I believe I paid $5 for it. So that leaves me with $24 profit, so still really good there. And I'm using my trusty pink poly mailer, and I have, let me make sure I get the right card in there. So I have my thank you card as usual, and then we will just peel the little strip off of there and then fold it over, and it's good to go. One thing that I didn't grab that I normally put on there, you'll see from the other ship with me video, is a little thank you sticker just to close up the package. But obviously that's not necessary. It's just like a little extra cute thing that I have been adding. But it's kind of awkward to bring the box of stickers with me. So those I'm not putting on these packages, but packages I'm talking really fast because the post office closes soon, so I'm trying to do this quickly. Anyway, the only reason that I'm not putting those stickers on these packages is just because I'm doing them in the car. So yesterday was a pair of Bongo jeans. Today I have a pair of Jordache jeans, very similar to the Bongos. These are mom jeans, high-waisted. They're vintage. They have the kind of old school yellowy orange Jordache tag there, and you can see that they're just like typical mom jeans with the high waist and straight legs. So I think that's they're pretty basic. So anyone that has lived through these jeans may have actually had a pair of these back in the day. Pretty sure I had some in high school. But at any rate, some vintage Jordache jeans. These sold for $28. So that leaves, after eBay fees, money coming to me of $23, I believe is what it was. 28 minus the eBay fees, so $23. I paid $3 for these at the same local thrift shop, and that gives me still a really good profit, $20. If I can make $20 off of any of these clothing items, just general clothing items, jeans, windbreakers, things like that, I am totally happy. So have the thank you card in there, peel and stick the envelope shut, and both of those are good to go. So I'm not going to write on them. I only have the two things, and just from feeling them, clearly this one is the windbreaker, this one is the pair of jeans. So when I have my QR codes pulled up, I can see which item the QR code belongs to and can easily print the correct label to go on the package. So that's it. We have two more packages to go out this week, and I actually, before I left, I did accept an offer on another item, but the buyer had not paid yet, so that one will get shipped out tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get these to the post office and hope that we get some more sales coming in tonight and in the morning. And I have been, in my spare time on and off today, I've been listing things that I have pictures of on my phone. So we're just moving right along and increasing the inventory in our eBay store and making some sales, accepting some offers, and getting some things out the door. All right, so we'll see you back tomorrow with the final items that we're going to ship for this week. See you then. Bye. Okay, we are back with the final shipments of the week, and I have three things. One is super exciting because it is my first Kidizen sale. I signed up for Kidizen a while ago, and shout out to Ginger Marvin for sharing all of the information that they know about Kidizen, because I was not really familiar with the app before I started subscribing to their channel. I had heard of it, but I really didn't know that much about it, and I had never sold anything or bought anything on it. And as I've mentioned before, our kids are older now, so there probably aren't a lot of things of theirs that would be good options to sell on there. Although I will check it out and see, maybe if there are some bigger kid things that they still have, or maybe that I have stashed away somewhere and just have forgotten about. But at any rate, Kidizen is something that is new-ish to me, and I've learned a lot from Ginger Marvin watching their videos. So if you haven't ever checked them out, be sure and check them out. They have some good information about the apps that they use, and they do shipping videos and thrift haul videos and things like that. So they're a great husband and wife team to watch. So let's go ahead and get going on these final three sales. So as I mentioned, my first Kidizen sale are these Nike Flex, I think is what they are, and they sold for $25, which includes shipping, and that is with the Kidizen fees and the shipping, which was only $5.50 for these, because this is, I think, 11 ounce was what it came down to. It was only $5.15. So when you take out the Kidizen fees and the shipping, I'm checking out my little cheat sheet that I have here. That left me with a $16 profit. So I have my card that's going in there, and in a poly mailer. One thing that is new to me for Kidizen is the shipping is a little bit different than what I'm used to with eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. So for Kidizen, you can purchase the shipping label through Kidizen, but it doesn't give you the option for a QR code. So as you probably know from other videos, I don't have a label printer, so I usually just purchase my shipping labels and go to the post office with the QR code, and they print them and put them on. But this time I'll go ahead and cover up the the address there, but I just printed that off and taped it on the front. So that takes a little bit longer, but for now, unless I have a lot of Kidizen sales, that won't be too bad to do that every now and again. But if my Kidizen sales kick off, then that may finally be justification for me to go ahead and buy a Dymo printer or another label printer. So we'll go ahead and put this to the side. The next thing is an eBay sale. Actually, the other two things are eBay sales, and this one is just a women's Eddie Bauer khaki jacket, button up like a blazer, casual blazer. And I picked this up back let me think, back in August, I think, when I was visiting my in-laws, and we went to a yard sale. It was a huge yard sale that was being put on by a charity, and they were everything was priced at $1 to $2 as far as clothing was concerned. So I paid $2 for that, and it has been sitting for a while. I actually bought two. One was a melon color and one was this one. The melon color one sold fairly quickly. This one has been hanging out for a bit, so I'm glad that it sold. And I still have quite a few jeans from that trip, but those have slowly but surely been going out the door. So I'm just wrapping this in some packing paper. Oops. And then I'm gonna just seal it with my little thank you note. And this time, because this ended up being a pound and like 2 ounces, I'm gonna go ahead and use this priority box, which is a 1092 box. So the reason that this is a good option is because it also is self-sticking, so you just peel that off, closes that up, and then I'm going to drop this in, maybe, there we go. So this is not to be confused with a flat rate box. This is just a mailing box. So you need to be really careful if you pick up these boxes at the post office or order them on the USPS website. Make sure that you're picking up a mailing box and not a flat rate box, unless you're trying to get a flat rate box, because these are just free from the post office. I'm going to drop my thank you card in there. Free from the post office. They save time with taping because it already has the self-stick on there. If it's really full, then you can go ahead and add a piece of tape to it if you want to, but normally for the things that I put in here, it's going to be just fine with the self-sticking that it has. But the good thing about this is if it fits in here, then you can ship it priority, and it's by weight. So this is still with the box, the wrapping paper, the thank you card, and the jacket. It's still less than 2 pounds, so it'll ship at that 2 pound rate. If this were a flat rate mailer, then it would be at the price of that size flat rate. So that's why you have to be really careful, because 2 pounds priority can be a big difference than if you have a 20 pound item that you want to ship in a flat rate box. So be careful that you choose the right one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the initial on there and the weight, so that I remember when I get to the post office with my QR code what I'm mailing. Then the next thing, speaking of priority boxes, this one is a large flat rate box. So it says, I'll fold it over here. You can see it says large flat rate. So that's how you know that it's not just a mailing box, it's an actual flat rate box. So these are not self-sticking, so you do need to use the tape. However, the post office does have priority tape. So if you just tape the bottom up and pack it, when you get to the post office, you can use the priority tape at the post office and tape it up. In most post offices, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, so you can tape it up or not. It's up to you. Also, while we're talking about priority, there are priority stickers that you can get. So if you use your own box, like a recycled box or one that you purchase to ship something that's maybe a specific size or shape, or just the poly mailers, if it's actually priority mail, you can put these stickers on just to indicate that it's priority mail. It's not necessary, but it's something, again, free that you can order from the post office and use for your priority packages. So I like to do that just to show that that's what they are. So I'll tape this up whenever I'm finished just to save some time here, but I have my large flat rate box. I'm actually going to go back. So to finish up with the jacket, I told you that I paid $2 for it. So it sold on eBay for $16. So with the eBay fees out of it, plus the buyer paid shipping, that is a total profit of $13.20 on the jacket. Now the next item that we have is a pair of boots. So you know I love to find and sell the combat boots, and this pair sold for $49.99, so $50, and then the buyer paid shipping. And it initially, normally with the combat boots, I just weigh them, and they normally ship at about a 4-pound priority weight. So unless someone is really far from me, so as I've mentioned before, I'm in northern Florida, and so if you're in Maine or Oregon or somewhere like the farthest corners of the continental US, those rates are going to be the highest priority rates from zip code to zip code because it's farther away. So I had someone who put in an offer for these boots, but they were at the highest shipping rate. So he asked if I could go down on the price, which I did give him a lower offer on the boots, but I told him that I couldn't go any lower than that because I had a certain amount that I wanted to sell them for, and I would rather hold out than to go lower than that amount. So I told him I can go down to this price, and since your shipping is higher, I can change your shipping to a large flat rate instead of the regular priority shipping at the 4-pound rate to wherever he was located. So he said that that would be a good option for him. So I went in and changed it to the large flat rate. Then he didn't accept the offer after all of that, which was fine. I'm not sure what happened, but for whatever reason, after we discussed it and worked something out, he just wasn't able to follow through with it after all. But I had never gone back in and changed the shipping from the large flat rate back to regular priority. And this person, it probably would have been close to the same difference either way. So at any rate, that's normally you won't see me using the large flat rate on the boots because that's usually going, for the majority of people that I ship to, that's going to be a higher shipping rate. So rather than charge them that higher shipping rate, we just use the poundage rate for regular priority. Hopefully that's I feel like that didn't make a lot of sense, but if that didn't make sense or if you have questions, just drop a comment below and I'll try to explain it a little better than what I just did. But anyway, so this is the first time that I've used the large flat rate box on one of my shipping videos, so I just wanted to let you know why that was happening. I think for the boots and the weight that they are, some people, the ones that are on those far corners from Florida, they will have a shipping rate of maybe like $26, $27. So that is a, you know, $5 or $6 difference if we switch it to the large priority. And depending on the size of the boots, a medium flat rate is just too small unless it's kids' boots, or I have one pair of boots that's a size 4.5 men's, which is super tiny. So they possibly could fit in a medium flat rate, but I haven't measured. But typically when I find these pre-owned combat boots or military work boots, they don't have a box with them, so I have to ship them in a different box. So the only other thing to consider with the flat rate boxes is, I think I got these a little crooked, they do have to fit completely in the box. There. So the box has to actually be flat. You can't make it bulky and have a big hump in the middle, or maybe if it doesn't actually bend at the corners on here, and then it makes it a larger package than what it actually is. For a flat rate, it has to actually be flat on all sides. And where the other priority packages, the like the flat rate envelopes, their slogan is, if it fits, it ships. So it can be all bulky and a weird shape, and it's still that flat rate price. But for flat rate boxes like these, they have to actually close as designed like that. So this one is all good to go, and the boots are all wrapped up nice and neatly. Our thank you card is in there, and they're ready to go out. So that was, again, they sold for $50. The buyer paid for the large flat rate shipping, which is $21.50, and minus the eBay fees, that leaves a profit of $41.25. So not a bad day. That's, let's see, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $70. So not too bad for 3 items. And really, for the jacket, I have had, like I said, that's been hanging out for a little while, so I was ready to see that go. I think I had actually decreased the price a little bit on it. I think maybe I originally had it listed for maybe $19.99. I can't remember, but I did reduce that to $16 after it had been there for a little while, just to get it moving out the door. And so $16 was a full price purchase after I had reduced the price a couple of months ago. So I was happy with that. And ideally, one thing that you need to consider, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. One thing for you to consider when you are pricing your items, obviously you want to know what you're willing to accept as far as the payment goes. Like I said, the one buyer offered me basically half price on the boots, these boots, and I waited not even a week later. I think I just listed these last week. They've only been listed for a few days, no more than a week for sure. So I'm not willing to take an offer that low that quickly. But if it had been 3 months from now, then I might have been willing to take less. But this was a full price purchase that sold this time. So I'm glad that I didn't take that discounted, ultra discounted amount. But you have to figure out what your lowest price is that you're willing to accept. And then you also have to calculate any eBay or platform fees that come out of that. And that's just going to depend on the platform. And if the buyer's paying shipping, then you don't really have to worry about that. But if you offer anything at a free shipping rate, you do have to be aware that if you aren't using a flat rate envelope or box, then your shipping could vary quite significantly depending on where that's going, even within the continental US. So once you figure out what your lowest price is that you're willing to accept for it, that is just good to keep in mind as you receive offers or as you send offers. the other thing that you need to keep in mind is what is the profit amount that you're looking for. So some people say, for example, I won't sell anything unless my profit is more than $20. Or some people may set their minimum at $10, or some may say as long as there's a profit, then I'm happy with it. So you have to figure out what your amount is in your mind that you would like to make off of each object. So, or object, product, whatever you want to call it. So whenever you're out there sourcing your items, you want to keep that in mind. So if you pay $5 for something that you can only sell for $20 at the most, and then you're going to have to subtract your platform fees from that, but you want a $20 profit, obviously that's not going to work. But if $10 is acceptable for you, then that will work. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind as you're sourcing, and consider what your time is worth to you and how difficult it is to list those items. So for me, something like a video game or shoes are something that is pretty simple to list because there aren't a ton of details that you have to list or look up to be able to figure out how to list it. And there aren't a ton of photographs that you have to take or adjustments that you have to make to it, or if the shoes are dirty and you're going to have to clean them up and things like that. So ideally, I'm looking for shoes that are in good condition and they're clean. So I might need to knock a little dust off of them, or spritz them with a little cleaner and wipe them off. Maybe use a magic eraser on around the soles if they have white trim or something. But for the most part, if it's going to take me more than 5 minutes to prepare them for taking photos to list it, then I'm not interested in those shoes, because I know that unless they're like a super valuable pair of shoes that I'm going to profit $50 to $100 on, it's not worth my time to be scrubbing and cleaning shoes and washing them and bleaching the laces or whatever is required to be able to get them ready. So think about those things as you're sourcing. How much work is it going to take for you to prepare it, to take photographs, and then how long is it going to take to photograph it and list it? And then you can kind of gauge what your profit is that you're looking for to make on those items. So if it's something simple, you take 3 or 4 or 5 pictures and they're already listed on eBay or whatever your platform is, and you can just copy that listing and you have it up in 5 minutes, then that's not something too bad. And if it's small, doesn't take up a lot of space to store, that makes a difference too. So just some things to be considering as you're out there sourcing and as you're considering your pricing for items. You can price things any way you want at any price point that you want, but in order to sell them, you need to make sure that you are at a price point that people are willing to purchase it at, as well as be competitive if there are other numerous listings for that particular item. So just some food for thought as you're out there sourcing, and we'll be doing some more thrift with me's and thrift with me videos. Whatever, you know what I mean. So we'll be doing some more thrift with me videos, and I have just yesterday went out for and did some thrift shopping, so I will have a thrifting haul video that I will make either today or tomorrow and get that up sometime this week, and we'll talk more about prices for those items. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just drop them below, or whenever those other videos come out, feel free to ask questions there. All right, well, I appreciate you stopping by and watching this Ship With Me video. And each week, hopefully, they'll get a little bit longer, because hopefully there'll be a few more sales each week compared to the week prior. So you'll be able to see just how quickly My store and apps and everything that I'm listing on are growing right along with me. So continue to stay tuned. If you haven't already, please press that subscribe button below so that you stay connected and you don't miss any of that content. And I would appreciate you just dropping by, watching the videos, giving us a thumbs up if you enjoy the videos. That helps so much with our channel, and it's just a great encouragement to continue on. So I appreciate you all. Thank you. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.